So here we have the stock HIMS and HERS Health. So ticker is HIMS. Really interesting chart as we see this period of consolidation before quite a violent rally up to here. We see some very big wicks. So an interesting chart to trade. I know that this is a firm favourite of the Reddit community. So yeah, let's have a look and see where this chart will go. So I will firstly do some markings out as to where we can expect some action. So we've got the all-time high up there, and then down here we have the all-time low. So just mark these in for some context. And now to find some levels. So what can we see from a level perspective? I shall move that down slightly. So what can we see? I think there's a very interesting level there. So I will do that, and I will make the line white. We've got another one there. We've got another one here. What else do we have? There is one there. And that one, actually, I will move down slightly to capture that. So we see a lot there. Not a huge amount here. There is that, but that may be something we identify on the weekly. And then so we put the final one in there. So I will go in and I will label these as monthly levels. So this is quite a classic chart pattern. You see a lot of this in, particularly in crypto. You see this initial accumulation. You've got expansion, some distribution, and then you've got some accumulation around here in this range before coming down, retesting this monthly, pushing up, and I will put monthly there actually because that is a breakout. And as we can see, retest the monthly, pushes up, retest, come up, retest this monthly before moving up quite violently. So let's have a look at the weekly. So what can we see? So a lot of stuff around here, so I will move this monthly down slightly there. I think all of these are captured pretty well, and to be honest, these are probably a little bit less relevant, so I will instead go and find that. I've gone a little bit too high, so I will find that. And that is a weekly. What else do we have? We have a weekly level there. Pushing up, what do we have? We see that expansion. So we see a lot of profit taking, comes back down, tests this region here. See, bounces off its weekly level before quite a sharp and violent move up, and we don't have any more on the weekly, so this may be a looking at things from a daily perspective. So coming out, this is the only difficult bit about doing stocks, is you have quite a lot of these gaps. I think there's an interesting daily level there what we can see has previously acted as resistance. So where else can we potentially expect to see some reactions? I think that's an interesting daily level up there. Moving along, you've got one there. That's I think that's probably the better one, so we will go for that and find a daily. And then you've got this area here, which I'm going to mark out this as a level simply because I think we've seen this as a point of reversal. So I will mark that as a level. So probably the best way to chart this now is to look at the volume. So if we get our trusty FRVP out, we stretch this across the chart. So where are we likely to see some? There's a big volume spike there, so I'll put a line in and make it purple. I shall also draw a box around Then we've got another nice area here. We've got another nice area here. An area here that's interesting. And then a little bit around this daily level. So I think this chart's in a really interesting spot. As we see, it's in a point where there's very little volume. So on this, I would probably be looking at this pushing down towards this box here, finding some support in this box. If it loses this daily support here, I think you're probably looking down at a retest around here. So I will put a little box around there. And then you've got a little area here. And maybe a little one around there. Just so we've got some areas to look at. So if I get rid of that and we zoom out, so we can see on a daily perspective, we're in the middle of this range. You've got a very, very big fair value gap here that I think we will pull down and fill. And I'd probably on this be looking for it to hold this daily. I think a break below this daily and you're then looking down at $34 and potentially then a move down to this consolidation area and a retest of $25.